a black scientist. She gets into an accident, all right? It's unfortunate. She has neurological damage, and it also claimed the life of a child. Well, Abbott Laboratory, they called her an angry black woman, according to the narrative. Let's do this. We're gonna put up the company full mass. Is Meiko Thompson, a black scientist based in Louisiana, is suing her employer, Abbott Laboratories, for not accommodating her remote work request following a serious car crash that left her neurologically disabled and claimed the life of her child. The complaint alleges that the company discriminated against her based on her race and disability after the impact of an accident Thompson was involved in with an 18-wheeler. This happened in November 2021 that resulted in the death of her child. The following year, Thompson began seeing a neurologist after suffering chronic, debilitating headaches, the suit states. Her doctor diagnosed her with a concussion without loss of consciousness, okay? And the occipital neuritis, I know I said that wrong, close enough, and recommended her employer that she needed to work from home, noting the damage and those work accommodations would most benefit Ms. Thompson given her state. She did not, or she would have, access to therapy and medication required to treat a diagnosed neurological disability. It's a disability. It's medically diagnosed. It's signed off by the doctor. She works in science. Everybody should understand because they work in the same industry, right? Nope. Instead, Abbott Laboratories made an alternative offer. They told Thompson she could work reduced hours as a reasonable means of accommodation, even though cutting her work hours would have terminated her medical insurance. As a basis for the alternative offer, Abbott stated that a certifying scientist simply cannot perform the essential job duties remotely. However, the suit says that two other certifying scientists Thompson works with both are remote employees. The difference between Thompson and the two colleagues is that they don't have disabilities and they are in fact white. Court documents state that Thompson was forced to increase her hours because Abbott refused to accommodate her remote work request to maintain her medical insurance so that she could continue receiving treatment for her disability after Thompson complained to Abbott's Office of Ethics and Compliance. The site director reportedly made remarks about, quote, angry black women who are certifying scientists. This gave Thompson misgivings about whether a fair and impartial investigation was conducted. Now, Thompson is going after Abbott, alleging the company discriminated against her racially and in violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act. I agree. She seeks damages for severe emotional distress and mental anguish, a trial by jury, and attorneys' fees alongside other demands. Put them up. Buck stops with you, fella. You're the chairman of the board. Robert B. Ford is Abbott's chairman and chief executive officer. Yeah. So obviously, this is a horrible way to deal with such an extreme and traumatic event. The woman has been through enough, and you take her through this. Well, I hope there's a remedy inside of the court, because why in the hell would you ever treat a person who works for you this way? Jordan, thoughts on this?
Yeah, there are a few factors here. First, you could see the racial bias and how they treat employees based on their angry black women comment.
Yeah.
Second, there's just a stigma around having a disability and people don't take it seriously. And it's compounded if you are a black woman. Even doctors don't treat you the same as they would a white patient. The third, Abbott. Let's talk about Abbott. This is a company who in 2022 had over 40 billion in revenue. This is the same company that's also responsible for the baby formula crisis, if you all remember that, where they had dangerous bacteria in the baby formula. And instead of inspecting that factory and maintaining and repairing that factory and treating it, They were busy enriching their shareholders. They're increasing their dividends by 25% and offering a $5 billion round of stock buybacks. So the wealthy got wealthier as a result of Abbott's leadership, and the workers suffered. So across the board, you could see just the worst aspects of late stage capitalism present in this company. And they're not unique. There are plenty more like that. And we have to treat it as a structural issue, both how companies can operate in this country and a racial equity problem. All of these need addressed. These are intersectional issues, and this is a perfect story to illustrate all of those.
Yep, very well said. All right, we're going to stay on top of it.